What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop. In this episode, we're going to be talking about round zero, opening round, and a bit of fixture news. So let's get straight into it. So before we do just get straight into it, don't forget I've got my amazing tees for sale, Premier's tees, and I just dropped probably one of the most favorite thing that I've ever done on this channel. One of the most favorite things I've ever done on this channel is this. I'm calling it the Magpie King Premier's tee with the lions and stuff. Nice little graphic tee that I really haven't seen a lot of, and I think it's just really cool. They're all for sale. Links down below via Redbubble. And yeah, there's been so many that's been bought already, and I can't wait to see you guys in them. You know, tag me if you do buy them on Instagram, and I'll repost and all that jazz. And I just can't wait. But now, let's get into this fixture news that was just released yesterday by the Herald Sun. Look what we're looking like for the first 7 or so rounds. And yeah, let's go from there. So there was a report on the Herald Sun yesterday about the fixture and what it's looking like. There has been talks for the last few weeks that there's going to be a round zero, but we really didn't know what that meant. We did know that it meant that Collingwood will be playing the Giants in some capacity in the first round, because that's what it was sort of labeled as. But pretty much what it is, it's a round zero. That's what the clubs are calling it. The AFL might call it opening weekend or something like that. All it's going to be is 4 games across New South Wales and Queensland. So 2 in New South Wales, 2 in Queensland. And it's pretty much going to look like Collingwood, GWS and Collingwood at Giants Stadium. Sydney and Melbourne, the Brodie Grundy Cup there. Richmond and Gold Coast up in the Gold Coast for the Damien Hardwick Cup, and then Brisbane and Carlton up at the Gabba. So that's a prelim rematch, and obviously we've got the prelim rematch against the Giants as well. So what they're trying to do here is they're trying to maximize the market in in New South Wales and in Queensland. I think that's because the NRL might be in LA or something like that weekend, so they're trying to sort of maximize what that means. So I think it's a little bit weird. Like, I think it's a really good idea, especially like, you know, they're doing exactly what they want to do. They're maximizing how many people can sort of attend and putting big clubs up, like Carlton at the Gabba the first week, and us at Giants Stadium. They're going to be sellouts, right? So the AFL know exactly what they're doing. I would have loved to have played the first real game in Victoria, of course, but we'll make the trip up, do a bit of a vlog going up. So I think it's a really good idea. I don't know. I like that the clubs have codenamed it Round Zero. I think that's just really cool. I don't know why I think that's really cool, but I think it's really cool. So 4 games, but what that does mean is that those 8 teams that are playing, they will get a bye later on in the season, and that bye might come at around round 5 and 6 after the gather round in Adelaide that's happening again. So expect Collingwood, Carlton, etc., to have 2 byes and everyone else to have 1 bye, because you've got to remember that this is going to be only 4 games played in this round zero, and then the real stuff begins in round 1. So the full fixture, not the full fixture, but the fixture gets released on November 16, and they're looking at releasing the first 15 rounds. So locking the first 15 rounds in so you can get, interstate trips planned, you can get bookings and accommodation and all that sort of stuff planned right now or in a couple weeks' time. The round zero opening weekend is going to start at around March 8th to March 10, and then proper round 1 will start March 14th to March 17. So we're looking at a longer 2024 season, even longer than this season. So the Herald Sun released not a fixture, but who we will be versing or playing against, because I know some guys hate when I say versing, who we will be playing against in the first 7 rounds or so. So round 0 versus Giants at Giants Stadium. So we start our premiership, back-to-back premiership campaign at Giants Stadium. Then round 1, we verse a big Victorian club at the MCG. So likely to be a home game, and that might likely be the game that we unveil our flag. I don't know who we will probably play. Obviously, it's not going to be like a Melbourne or anything. I reckon they probably started off with Geelong again if they want a big club. Geelong, it's obviously not going to be Essendon. It's not going to be the Roos. yeah, I think Geelong makes the most sense because Carlton are obviously going to play Richmond in that first game. I know in 2010 we unveiled the flag against Carlton. Sorry, in 2011. But I reckon it'll be Geelong. Kind of like this year in round one, it was Geelong. I reckon we unveil it against Geelong, who were the premiers 2 years or last year. So I don't know. It kind of just makes sense. We had what over 92,000 at the MCG in round one. So I think that's a really big draw card. Round two, we're likely to play the Saints at the MCG. The Western Bulldogs wanted an early game with us, but it looks like the Saints have just pipped them to that. So we'll be playing the Saints at around round three at the MCG as well. So not at Marvel. The Saints want to sort of fill up the MCG because it will be a St Kilda home game, kind of like what they did against Essendon in their 150th year celebration. Round three is Easter Thursday, so we're locked in Lions, the Gabba, grand final rematch already in round three, which is really cool. We always go up to the Gabba for that Easter Thursday game. So that's going to be another sellout. We should be having pretty much sellout games for the first couple of rounds. Round four is Gather Round. So we don't know who we're playing in Gather Round. Maybe one of the Adelaide clubs if they want to sort of be a real big draw card. But there's no sort of inkling on who we're playing up there. I really want to get together around. I loved the concept of it last season, and I would love to go back up. Maybe do not go back up, go up for the first time. Even never been to Adelaide either, so that'll be a lot of fun if I can get up there. So that'll be round four, the Gather Round, and then it was talked about that the round zero teams will have their first break of the season or first bye of the season probably a month or so after that Gather Round game. So you could see 5 or 6 could be our bye, but that's just what it is there. There's no real teams that we've talked about or the Herald Sun have released that we're playing there. And then round 7 is Anzac Day against Essendon, of course, and Anzac Day falls on a Thursday next year, so that'll be a Thursday game. So that's a pretty big sort of opening 7 rounds. Giants, a big Vic club. St Kilda, the Lions will be our first away game. Gather Round's another away game. 5 or 6 we don't know. And then Essendon. So I really like that. Early early predictions of where we go there. Beat the Giants, beat the big Vic club, beat the Saints, get done by the Lions at the Gabba. That's how I'm opening up my first 4 rounds. How would you say it? That's not the first 4 rounds. I guess it is the first 4 rounds, but they say it's round 3. I don't know. Maybe just call round 0 round 1, really, because it is the first round. It's not like they're not going to play for premiership points. Yeah, that's going to be so confusing just for my bloody brain. But anyway, that's just sort of what we're looking at. So yeah, I really like the concept of that round 0 / opening weekend / round 1, whatever you want to call it. I think it's good for the game, it's good for the growth of the game. I do hate that we have to sort of travel up to Giant Stadium, but it is what it is. That's how we start our back-to-back premiership campaign. But yeah, I think that's a good bunch of opponents in the first 7 or so weeks. We'll see who we sort of get in the next coming weeks. I dare say, so there's November 16th, so there's 14 days, so there's 2 weeks when the first 15 rounds, until the first 15 rounds get announced. I dare say we'll start seeing little bits of snippets of who we are playing. But look, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of the first few rounds? Do you like the round 0 concept? Do you not like it? Yeah, I think it's a cool concept. Probably something that we're going to start seeing. We're going to start seeing the AFL really branch out a lot. I got that feeling. Laura Kane, you can kind of tell that she wants to sort of make this her own sort of baby, and you can see that by round 0, and Andrew Dillon as well. So we'll see. It's going to be pretty exciting. It's March, so what are we in? November, December, January, March. So it's still 4 months away. But I can't wait. I'm already excited. Just seeing that we got a little bit of a fixture tease is giving me butterflies in my stomach already. Can't wait to see the boys run out. But like I said, leave your thoughts and comments down below. Link to my Patreon is down below as well. That's going to be a lot of fun. I know there's not a lot of content during the off season, but I'm going to be providing a lot of content as much as I can on there, and then it's going to explode when the season kicks off. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.